Y'all gonna want to stick around for this one. We knocked out 10 gallons of crawfish étouffée at a private cooking event for Raising Cane's. It was time to get this pot heated up. Just that easy. So this cooking event was held at the LSU parade grounds. It was the same day as Auburn versus LSU. So it brought out many people who were excited about football and good food. So I start out with 20 sticks of butter. I told my wife, get a little closer. Don't be shy. So this is only 8 sticks right here, but I did put the rest of it in there, and we just melted it down. Just like that. It was about this time where the stars were coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Todd Graves himself, the owner and founder of Raising Cane's, Dreuski, and of course, Theo How about that? But we couldn't wait around forever. It was time to put them onions in that pot. So here in the beginning, I'm throwing down 30 diced up yellow onions. This was 1 bag, and then I had 2 more bags I threw in here. Then I had 2 whole stalks of celery that was chopped up. Threw that in with the onions. And then next, I'm throwing in 10 green bell peppers that have been chopped up. As I'm throwing down these green bell peppers, both my wife and I are kind of taken back a bit, because to my right here is Mr. Theo just shaking hands with fans. I was like, look at this. What? This is just crazy, man. Theo is such a great comedian. Shook his hand, shot the breeze with him for a little bit. And then I was like, well, let me let this man do his thing. It's time to get cooking. So I had 10 red bell peppers chopped up, went ahead and threw that into the pot, and now I got all the Trinity. And there he is, Mr. Theo just hanging out. But I couldn't let the wow factor get to me too much, ladies and gentlemen. I had a job to do, and that was to cook down these vegetables to a very soft consistency. So that's what I do here. I just get them tossed around and smothered down in that butter. This is a part of the process where you got to be patient. You keep things moving around and just let the pot do its job. After about 20 minutes or so, I added a cup of minced garlic. There was so much vegetable and butter in this pot that it was safe to add it at this point. The garlic's going to cook down and add great flavor. And then next, we add some paya seasoning. I threw in an entire 8.5 ounce can of my paya seasoning. That paya got good hints of garlic, some good spice, and the right amount of flavor to pop you right in the mouth. When I see the vegetables are nice and soft, I add in a 32 ounce bag of all-purpose flour, but I add a little bit at a time and stir it in gradually. At this point, Dreuski showed up and he put his own little spin on stirring the pot. The young man to my left was rooting him on. He was even trying to get a little high five, but wasn't working out for him. Dreuski just kept on stirring. He did go take a photo with him later, though. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, 20 pounds of crawfish tails. Before we do that, we add a little bit of this water here. I got a gallon of water that I'm gradually adding in. I always keep a 2nd gallon on hand, too. It was a perfect time for Todd Graves to show up, owner and founder of Raising Cane's. We decided to work together here on getting the crawfish in this pot. He went ahead and grabbed the paddle, and I threw down all the crawfish tails. Look at all that goodness right there, ladies and gentlemen. Some true Louisiana crawfish going into that pot. At this point, the cameras came flying in. I guess it was a big deal when you see that much crawfish going into a big old pot. In all honesty, though, Mr. Todd is a very influential person, and he's just super gracious. It was so cool to kick it with him, man. So at this point, they said they wanted to get a little photo op here, so I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Now that I'm getting closer to the finish line here, I went ahead and threw in 10 bunches of chopped up green onions. Man, those things look so pretty. Smell so good when you throw these in. Folded it into all the goodness here. It's still real thick at this point because none of the crawfish have cooked down yet. When you cook the crawfish down, that's when they release moisture and things kind of thin out a little bit. But as you can see, everything is now blended in beautifully. We're about to add a little bit more water just to thin some things out, cover it up, and let it simmer. And then this is what you get after about 20 minutes. Some beautiful crawfish étouffée. Now the consistency is up to you. If you want it thinner than this, you add a little bit more water. If you like it thicker than this, then don't add as much water. So now it was time to serve it up to the people. I had my buddy Dr. Huval with me, doing work. Had some Cajun Ninja products out on the table. And then all these beautiful bowls of crawfish étouffée. If anybody knows crawfish, it would be Mr. J. Ducote. He did beat Bobby Flay. We grubbed up, and then we went to the game.